monsters do have their place. In the zoo, in your nightmares, in the deep, in your favorite horror movies. But not in your living room, on your TV. Don't let pay TV be the monster in your living room. Pay TV and cable TV companies are seeking the right to charge you for the very programs you now get free.
We have interrupted this broadcast for a very special message. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Last Ham Standing. Give it up for your moderator, Mr. Dave Wright.
All right, folks, welcome to the Last Ham streaming show. I believe this is our fourth time doing this, and that is right. I am your host, Mr. Dave Wright. How are you? Happy Independence Weekend. Hope everyone's doing well out there, ready to celebrate as best we can. Again, my name is Dave Wright. I am the host and moderator of Last Ham Standing. If you guys are watching us right now, you are, I'm sure, familiar with our show. We've been around for a long time. Got kind of a special one tonight for you, at least in my opinion. I'm really excited about it. I know those that have come to our show a lot, I do kind of a brief recap of sort of the history of Last Ham and when it got started. And I always say it started in 2003, and then 2008 is when it started at Tally Ho and kind of grew from there. But tonight's cast, I'm very excited about because it is going back to sort of that 2003 genesis of Last Ham Standing. For those that maybe don't know, that I haven't really mentioned a lot, is this actually was sort of created as an offshoot from another thing that I did way back in the day. I used to direct murder mysteries, and I have a very great collection of friends that helped me with those. And from that, we decided we wanted to do something similar to Whose Line Is It Anyway? So we actually got together and we created what you now know as Last Ham Standing. So with that build up, I would like to introduce you to our special cast of the OGs from the Last Ham days back in the early 2000s. So first off, I'd like to bring Miss Julie Garner out. Julie, are you there?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Got a haircut since the last show.
I did. I have a way with scissors.
You don't? Well, okay. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Julie and I, obviously, we've known each other for going on 20 years now, and she was definitely one of the people that helped with the murder mysteries and was on that sort of initial brainstorming session to do this improv show. So I'm glad you could be a part of this OG Last Ham show. Next, I'd like to bring out
My
Mr.
pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you. Mr. Sean Westfall. Sean.
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Doing quite well myself. Thank you for asking.
Yes, Sean is joining us all the way from, is it Portland?
From Oregon, Dave. It's still here. Oregon is still here, and I'm in it.
Doing well. Okay, good, good. As I recall, you just moved out there not that long. Like you literally moved out there, and then a week later, everything shut down. Right?
Primarily because I moved out here. That's exactly what happened. So yeah,
that's what I heard. So,
yeah.
But this
very
is
hush
all,
hush.
This is all a hoax.
Lawyers are involved.
That's right. This is all a hoax, just to not make you feel bad. That's right. About you. Okay, so we got two of our OGs. Let's bring in some more. Stefan Walker. Mr. Stefan Walker, are you there?
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Stefan?
How's everybody doing?
We're doing well. So, Stefan is was a part of the OG Last Ham crew, did murder mysteries with all of us.
Very true.
And you may recognize him if you ever frequent the Maryland Renaissance Festival, because he is one of the talented performers that does the Shakespeare Scum, right?
Yes, that is correct.
How many years you been doing that now?
Forever. I started in '89.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a long time.
I'm old.
Well, yes, we're all there. And finally, another member of the Shakespeare Scum, another one of our OGs, and history buffs that like trivia. He was the actual person who came up with. We were brainstorming titles of our names for the group, and he was actually the one that suggested Last Ham Standing. Let's give it up for Mr. Steve Winall. Steve Winall.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great.
Howdy.
Excellent.
Happy to be continuing to be part of the package deal with Stefan tonight.
That's right. They are a package deal, so it's in their rider that they have to perform together at all times. So and I will say that I've been trying to get them out forever, but they both live pretty far away from Loudoun County, as a lot of our players do. But they're really far out there, so it was always a challenge for them to be able to make it work with their busy schedules. But we're glad you could make it virtually. That's the one benefit to doing these shows, is that I get to bring all you guys from all over the country to help me out. So anyway, thank you everybody for indulging me. This is just a lot of fun for me. These are some of my oldest and dearest friends, and so this is exciting. So I did put some stuff on the chat. You guys have been helping me out. So we are going to start off with a classic game here in a minute. But before that, the way we did it last show that seemed to work well for the suggestions, because there's a little bit of a delay, is I'm going to ask for suggestions for the game coming up at the start of this game. So I'm going to ask you for suggestions for the next game now, so you can be giving me those during this game. So for the next game, I need a few different things for suggestions. Number one, the title of the last book that you read. Title of the last book that you read, please. Second suggestion, I need an emotion. An emotion. All right. Another one is a blue-collar occupation. Blue-collar occupation. And then I need some initials. Okay, so any initials or 3 to 4 letter words. Okay, so initials, like 2-letter initials, or 3 to 4 letter words. Okay, we're looking for short words. All right, that is your suggestion for the next game, but the suggestions for this game are already here, and we are going to play Dr. Know-It-All. So for this special holiday-themed show, we do have a special guest here. It is Dr. Know-It-All. He is an expert on all things. Dr. Know-It-All knows everything that you could possibly want. Any question that you might need answered, anything at all. Could be advice, could be mathematics, it could be science, it could be relationship, meaning of life. It doesn't matter. Dr. Know-It-All can answer those questions. In fact, Dr. Know-It-All is so smart, so intelligent that Dr. Know-It-All actually, Dr. Know's brain takes up 4 bodies. It's amazing. So I'm going to have Dr. Know introduce him or herself in just a moment. I will tell Dr. Know that the order that we are going in, because of the Zoom format that we're in, we have to make sure we do this, is Julie, Sean, Stefan, and Steve. I'm sorry, Julie, Sean, Steve, Stefan. Julie, Sean, Steve, Stefan. Okay, so Dr. Know-It-All is here to answer your questions. Before I give you those questions, Dr. Know-It-All, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello.
Good
Evening.
Welcome.
I
am
Doctor.
No.
it
all.
Thank you for coming, Dr. Know-It-All. I do appreciate that. Now, we do have some very interesting questions. I'm going to get right into it. Dr. Know-It-All, what should be humanity's goal?
humanities
Goal
Should
B.
Yes, Dr. No, should be. Should be. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. He's smarter than I am. I can't figure any of that stuff out. That's why I asked him. All right. He gets right to the point. All right. So let's get something a little different here. How about, believe it or not, I have this as a question. What is the best way to shave a wombat?
The
Best
Way,
Two
shave
a
wombat,
involves
20
pigs
and
17
razors.
and
more
than
You
could
count.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm math is hard. Okay. So let me ask you this one. I got another one for you. What is the weirdest smell that you've ever smelled, Dr. Know-It-All?
the
weirdest
Smell
that
I
have
ever
smelled
is
the
odoriferous
scent
of
weird
science.
Gotcha. Yes. Makes complete sense. Got a couple more for you. Okay. What is the best song for a personal soundtrack?
the
best
Song,
for
a
personal
soundtrack,
is
the
theme
to
love.
Love. Yes, love. It's all about love. That's Dr. No's motto. It's the title of his book. All right, I think we got time for, I guess, one or two more. Let's see here. Why does bread get moldy?
bread
gets
moldy,
Because
one
day
the
bread
will
explode
Yes, bread explodes. It's exploding bread. It is. It's always a challenge. All right, final question, Dr. Know-It-All. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I
would
choose
to
fly
away
from
everyone.
because
its
just
Better.
that
way.
It is better that way. Actually, I lied. There is one more question I do have for you, Dr. Know-It-All. This one just came in, and I'd like to hear your take on it. What vegetable is your spirit animal?
eggplant.
Thank you very much. All right, give it up for Dr. Know-It-All, everybody.
Woo!
All right.
I think I lost you guys for a minute there. My whole computer froze up.
I was going to say
that's what that was.
technology. It's
It was very existential.
yeah.
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 I came back and it was over. Oh.
Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. So that was great. That was our first game. Get us kind of warmed up. We got our next game is going to be in just a minute. But before we get to that, I'm going to need suggestions for the next game. We're going to keep them coming. So for the next game, I just need a very simple suggestion. I just need the title of a made-up movie. A made-up film title. That's all I need for the next game. For this game, though, we are playing one we played last game. We thought it was a lot of fun, so we thought we'd play it again. It is called Acronyms. So you guys have been giving me some different suggestions here, some initials. And what we're going to do is Julie's actually going to take over the moderating duties. I'm going to stop my video in just a moment. The other three players are going to be characters, and they're going to be giving thoughts, and we're going to be using the acronyms to sort of figure out who these people are. And for their suggestions, I did ask for a couple things here. So let's see here for Sean.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the title of a book, Marrying the CEO.
Marrying the CEO, as in Chief Executive Officer?
That is correct. Marrying the CEO.
Thank you.
All right. Stefan, I'm going to give you an emotion. Let's see here. I don't know if that's funny or not. Let's see here. All right. Depressed.
All right.
Judge of that.
I can do that.
Depressed. And then for Steve, I'll give you the occupation. You're going to be plumber.
Okay.
Plumber. All right. All right. So I'm going to stop my video, and Julie, you can take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the event. We're so glad that you have arrived. We have assembled a panel of specialists who are going to tell you all sorts of things that are brilliant. But before we begin, I would like for the panelists to introduce themselves. So, panelist number one, can you say hello to our friendly audience?
Yes, thank you. It's very good to be here. My name is Ernest Whittleton. I'm the Chief HR Officer, Human Resources Officer for Lompoc Industries, and my job is to help people who work in our organization navigate those workplace relationships, which can sometimes be a little awkward.
Well, thank you, Ernest. Panelist number two, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Not that anybody cares, but my name is Smiley McMuffin Stuffer. You know, I don't want to waste anybody's time talking about myself, because I'm sorry, I'm probably being annoying by saying that. Yeah, I paint figurines for a living.
Well, thank you, Smiley.
Okay, was that all right?
That was wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Panelist number three, why don't you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Hugh, Hugh G. Clogg. I'm a plumber by trade, and I'm charging you $150 an hour for this. So we should probably, take your time, because it's all the same to me.
Okay. Well, we have quite a collection of experts here. And we wanted to rack your brains about some acronyms that have been floating around. And so first I'd like to start off with a simple one, the acronym of DD. What does DD mean to you, Ernest?
Thank you. That's a great question. We get that question a lot at Lompoc Industries. Sometimes dating services and dating apps can be, well, not beneficial to workplace relationships. We refer to DD as dating deleteriously, which means it's something you want to avoid at Lompoc Industries. That's grounds for getting kicked out the door there. Thanks.
Thanks for the heads up, Ernest. Smiley, what does DD mean to you?
You know, it's kind of funny you should ask that, because it's that actually happens to apply to how I'm feeling today. Actually, DD, that means down day. I'm kind of having a down day, but that's okay. I'll get through it. I don't want to be a burden to you. I probably could have just stopped after I said down day, but I kept going. So, sorry. Can we move to somebody else?
Certainly. We're glad to have you, Smiley. We are glad to have you.
Sure.
Just for the record.
Right.
Panelist number three, what does DD mean to you?
Oh, let me tell you. This is something that comes up a lot in my work, because a lot of the times I get called in because someone's dropped something down the drain, right? But amazingly, that is not what DD stands for in my profession. You'd think that it would, But oh, no, no, no. See, when they drop something right in the drink, then they call me in, right? And then I got to reach down there and pull all this stuff out, and it's really gross. And if you happen to ingest some of this stuff, it could be fatal, quite frankly. So I refer to it as the deadly drink. You drop something in the deadly drink, don't mess with the DD.
Ah, very good advice. Thank you so much, Hugh. We're going to go on to another acronym. The letters ARH. Perhaps these are somebody's initials, or perhaps it's a little bit something more provocative. But we'll find out. So, Ernest, what does ARH mean to you?
That has a very specific application for our industry and for Lompoc Industries. A lot of times you are dating someone in the workplace, and the relationship goes off the rails, right? As these things are wont to do. I know all mine have, right? And so what happens is you might be in separate parts, separate business units of the organization, and you might find yourself working together. We call that an accidental relationship hazard, ARH. Yeah, you want to avoid those at all costs.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Whittleton. Smiley McMuffin Stuffer, what does ARH mean to you?
Well, it's a coping mechanism. It's actually not for myself. It's actually for my wife. When I'm having a DD and my wife asks me, if I could maybe help out around the house, or maybe look for a job or something like that. And I tell her that I just don't really have the spoons for it today. That's when, in order for her not to get frustrated with me, she can imply the ARH technique, or the "all right, honey," and that helps her out some.
Okay, all right, honey. Thank you. Hugh, what does ARH mean to a professional like yourself?
Well, this is actually kind of embarrassing, because it's sort of a reminder that I have to myself because of a sort of a screw up I had when I was early in my career. I don't do this sort of thing anymore. But see, when you're putting pipes together, specifically like in a sink, you got to make sure that it's aerated properly. You got these little screeny things that go on there, right? Well, I tended to put them in the wrong places, right? So there was this time I put this thing on it. You wouldn't believe it, okay? I forgot to shut the water off properly, and I just got this big spritz of hot water right in my eye. And so, every now and then I get this little winky thing that goes on there. That's because of the hot water that spritzed in my eye. So every now and then I got to remind myself, okay, you got your hot water handle and you got your cold water handle, and when you're aerating, you got to do the correct one, right? So ARH is my little reminder to myself that you got to aerate the right handle. Don't do the wrong one, because that's when you get the hot water spritzed right in your face. Not fun.
Very interesting. Thank you, Hugh. We're gonna up the ante a little bit, and we're gonna go to some more complicated acronyms. The next one is FROG. FROG. Seems like a word, but tonight it's an acronym. And what does that acronym mean to you, Ernest?
Yeah, FROG, that's an acronym we commonly use in our industry and at Lompoc Industries. Sometimes people meet in the workplace and they decide that hey, things are working out really, really well. And so what they do is they pick a song by Lady Gaga, right? And they start dancing to it on the workplace site. We call that, it's a classic thing, we call it free reign over Gaga. That's what you got when you are in that situation, free reign over Gaga. Thanks, it's been a pleasure here, thank you.
That is fascinating. Smiley, what does frog mean to you?
Well, it's something that I try to remember as kind of a guideline. I'm always very concerned about burdening people, when I'm kind of in a mood, and at those times I will tend to kind of send out emails to friends, just, and I'm worried about annoying them. And so what I tell myself in situations like that is Smiley, you gotta frog up, okay? Because friends rarely open Gmails.
That's true. I would look forward to a Gmail from you, Smiley. So you, what does frog mean to you?
Well, okay, this is also kind of embarrassing. See, anytime a plumber comes over to your house and they get down on all fours and they're working under the pipes, well, we all know what that can lead to, a vicious case of the plumber's crack. And in my own personal case, I tend to have kind of a hairy backside, right? And so my assistant one day, he was just kind of looking at me and he's like, man, you got some furry round overgrowth happening there. And so now that is sort of my, that's my cue that I need to cinch up the trousers a little bit. If you get the frog, every night, sometimes he'll just do that. He'll say, hey, you frog. And that's my cue to conceal the furry round overgrowth when I'm down there working on the pipes.
Okay. We've got time for one more to get your perspective on these ubiquitous phrases. And the next one is SPUD, S-P-U-D. What does SPUD mean to you, Ernest?
That's a great one. It's one we commonly get in my industry and at Lompoc. Sometimes couples come to me and they admit that there's been a relationship in the workplace, and not only that, they admit that they've consummated the relationship at the workplace. And so we call that a situation in which there's sex positive under discretion. Okay, we're okay with it, but please use discretion next time. Thank you very much.
All right, good advice. Smiley, what does it mean to you?
Actually, the cool thing about SPUD is it's not only an acronym, but it's also my personal mantra. I try not to feel down and I take steps to try to make myself feel better. And I found that meditation is really effective. And SPUD is my mantra when I meditate. It kind of goes like SPUD. SPUD.
Perhaps we should all try that together. I feel better already.
Well, I don't know if it works for everybody because the acronym that SPUD stands for is Smiley, perk up, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, SPUD.
It seems to be working for you.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right. Hugh, what does SPUD mean to you?
Well, you might not know this just by looking at it, but plumbing is a very intellectual profession. It takes a lot of brain power to do what I do, And so every now and then, I got to get down there and really work on a clog, right? And we got all these complicated tools that we can do it. We got these big, huge rooting tools. We got these big cranks and levers and huge suction devices. But every now and then, it just takes an old-fashioned tool to get the job done. And so SPUD to me is yet another reminder that just says, suck the plunger up, dummy. Because sometimes you just got to go to the plunger. You can do all these great things with all these fancy tools and complicated doohickeys, but every now and then you just got to suck the plunger up, dude. That's it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. I'm sure that you have expanded our perspectives and made all of our lives better. Until next time, toodaloo.
All right. That was interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
I have to know what LAMPAC stands for.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's Lompoc Industries.
Lompoc.
It's a prison, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Oh!
No.
That's a whole new level that I did not get.
Well,
I've never
levels
been to
here,
prison.
all right. Yep.
That's awesome.
That puts a thing on the dating the CEO.
Yeah, right. All right. All right. So those are some acronyms there. Thank you for the suggestions. They're coming in great. So before we get to the next game, I'm going to give you suggestions for the following game. See how it works here. So for the next game after this one we're about to play, I need a significant event that might happen to you at some point in high school. A significant event that might happen at some point in high school. All right. So be thinking about those, but we are now going to go to the next game, which is at the movies. So for this game, I'm going to have, it's sort of like those old movie review shows for anyone that's maybe closer to my age or most of the people on this Zoom call. We remember what it was like, Siskel and Ebert and all those different review shows. You'd usually have a couple of guys talking about movies, reviewing them, then they'd show clips of those movies. So you guys had given me some different made-up film titles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a made-up film title. All right. Just one. And we've got who's going to be our movie reviewers tonight? I believe is it Sean and Julie?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Sean and Julie, you will be the movie reviewers. So Steve and Stefan, you will be acting out the scenes from the movie. So if you guys go ahead and turn your videos off. All right. And your made up film title is 16 Pieces of Mail Save the World.
Yeah.
16 Pieces of Mail Save the World. That is your film title for At the Movies. I'm going to turn my video off, and you will start the game when you hear the theme music.
So you know you still owe me $20.
Oh, we're on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cinema What? I'm Sir Michael Pimph Garnell, and joining me, as always, is Lady Elaine Wetherington. Lady Elaine, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm just so excited. I've got my panties in a bunch for tonight's review.
You and your panties are always commenting on them.
I have 3 pair.
Exactly. I know that you're excited about this movie. I was a little shaken by the title when it first came out about 6 months ago, but it's garnered a lot of Oscar buzz. It's called 16 Pieces of Mail Save the World. I know the director. I know that he is from France, but you know this director better than I do. Please, by all means, interject here and tell us what you know about this brilliant piece of art.
Yes, well, I know the director, Pierre Montmort, because, well, he's my first husband. Anyways, the director has quite a repertoire of avant-garde films that are based in history. Not necessarily true history, but history nonetheless. And that happens to be the foundation of 16 Pieces of Mail Save the World, is that, well, it starts off with the foundation of our own U.S. Postal Service with the Pony Express.
Which you would first initially think would be a questionable source material for a French director, and yet the director manages it wonderfully. You know, I'm really interested in seeing this first scene, which apparently is from the first 2 Pony Express drivers on horses, right? Actually talking about the dilemma of getting mail from one part of the city to another. And what's strange about this scene is that they are American speaking, they both have French accents, or one of them has a French accent. The other one has what kind of accent? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's Lithuanian.
Lithuanian, yes, a French
yes.
Pony Express driver and a Lithuanian Pony Express driver. I can't wait to see that scene. Can you?
Oh, I certainly can, but we're going to see it anyways. Here's that scene.
It is a long way to this other side of the city. Would you not agree?
Oui, It is a long ride, and I have just discovered I am not sitting on a saddle. Boy, this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, you think that's uncomfortable. I'm the one who chose the Lithuanian accent.
Ah, mon Dieu. So, how are we going to get the mail to everybody when we live on an island and they are all on the other side and we have no bridge?
I don't know. Perhaps we should find some ponies and put the mail on them?
Good idea. Maybe then I can get off of this bouncy house and get onto something that's a little more comfortable.
Really good idea.
Yeah. You know, it occurs to me, I don't sound the least bit French, but don't worry about it. It gets explained later.
Ah.
Oh, Pierre Monmont.
Avant-garde indeed. If that isn't the sine qua non of avant-garde cinema, I don't know what is. Just fascinating choice for a director. Yes.
Yes. What Pierre is actually quite skilled at is doing not only avant-garde, but also the time-lapse vignette. And so this next scene is far in the future when the internet has completely obliterated the U.S. Postal Service and, well, the amount of mail is severely diminished.
Indeed, and what's an even more interesting choice is he decided to abandon the French-Lithuanian accent and have both the actors speak in Shakespearean Renaissance language, which I find fascinating, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And I can't wait to see how they justify the swanky Italian accent they started in the first scene.
Let's go ahead and take a look.
Brilliance.
Oh, sooth, I remembereth not why I have come here today.
Verily, thou didst have some news for me, I believe. If only there was some form of communication that the two of us could engage in forthwith.
Oh, aye. Forsooth, I do at this moment quite recall in my mind my purpose for coming hither. In mine satchel have I what remains of the 6 and 10 letters written by the founding fathers of this land hither.
Correspondence from yon past. Hie thee hither these letters to me, for they shall save the world, methinks.
Forsooth, and verily, wherefore am I here again?
My goodness, if that isn't cinematic artistry, I don't know what is. I welcome your thoughts.
Yes. Well, I'm starting to regret divorcing Pierre.
He's visionary. He was visionary and still is. But it's this third act choice that really excites me, and I'm sure excites you as well.
Yes, once again, the plot takes us even farther into the future, at a point in which animals have evolved into higher thinking beings.
Indeed. And what's even more compelling and fascinating is that the director interjects a rock opera. They actually channel Andrew Lloyd Webber-esque lyrics and music. It's just explosive. This movie is just, it hits every single one of your senses, all 27 of them.
Certainly. And they're definitely not cats, that's for sure. I'm not quite sure which animal they are, but maybe we'll figure it out on this viewing.
Maybe we will. Let's watch.
I just want a banana. Why won't you give it to me?
Oh! I'm typing a letter to you. If I hit the keyboard enough times, it could be a symphony.
Banana.
Banana.
Just a banana.
Bring me banana.
Mm.
Bring me banana. I'm sure the kids will be singing this for decades to come.
It's a catchy melody, that's for sure.
I must say, your ex-husband, again, a visionary director, a cinematic auteur, if you will, a wonderful, wonderful artist of the highest rank.
Yes. He's quite a genius and also quite lecherous. Thank you so much for everyone joining us as we review this movie, 16 Pieces of Mail That Saved the World. Until next time.
Join us next week when our next movie for next week will be Help, There's a Pig in My Kitchen. Thank you again.
There's a pig in my what?
Kitchen.
Pig in my kitchen. Nice. All right.
Glad how we both decided independently to go Simeon on that one.
Yeah, that they did not confer, so that was interesting.
Planet of the Off-Key Apes.
Which one was Pierre, by the way? I don't know if we ever established. Which one were you
Oh,
married
Pierre
to?
was the director.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So not in
Mumu?
Momo. Pierre Momo.
Momo. Pierre Momo, a visionary, truly.
A visionary, that is true. All right, we are trucking right along. So for this next game, I'm actually, if I could actually have, it's gonna sound weird, but it's for the game. Steve, can you turn off your video and turn it right back on for me, please? While he does that, I would like to ask for suggestions for the following game. So for the next game coming up, I'm going to need a few different suggestions. So for the next game, I need, first one is a B-list celebrity. So someone that you might see on like Dancing with the Stars or The Masked Singer, or, you know, in one of those rag mags as you're going through the supermarket checkout line. All right. Someone that's maybe past their prime a little bit. All right. B-list celebrity. Suggestion number 2, give me a historical figure or literary figure. So someone famous from historical or literary times. All right. That is our second suggestion. Third suggestion, simply an item from your kitchen, something that you might find in your kitchen. All right. All right. So put those suggestions on the feed for me. But for this game, we are going to play one that, well, it's a little ambitious, but we're risk takers here at Last Hand, so we're going to give it a shot. This is our version of Helping Hands. So, if you ever seen that game, it's played a lot in improv shows. Whose Line Does It, where someone might stand behind someone, put their hands through, and they are kind of the hands. We're going to kind of do that, but in the virtual world. So, we're going to have, when I stop my video, we're going to have 2 players on the top of the screen and 2 on the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my video off. So that is going to be top left is Sean. All right. And bottom left is Stefan. Okay. Top right is Julie. Bottom right is Steve. So that is important because the people on the bottom of the screen, they are going to actually be the bodies. So if you guys could stand up for me, please. Fantastic. So for this scene, it's going to be basically what we would call a 2-person scene, but the top half is going to be doing the talking, and the bottom half will be doing the physical actions with the hands. Okay. So your suggestion that I have for you is getting your driver's license. Getting your driver's license. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Next.
I'm here to get my driver's license. I just turned 16. I got my learner's permit, and I'm really, really excited. I got a date tonight.
Of course you do. All right. Well, you're going to have to answer a few questions about the rules of the road. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready. Do you want me to reach under the window and give you my my learner's permit just before we get started, or no?
Sure. I might as well take a look at your documentation.
I think I have it here. Oh yeah, here it is. There you go.
Ah, yes, I see. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, okay, first question. You're at a party and somebody offers you a Coors Light. You decide to drink it, and then you need to get home. What do you do?
Well, let me scratch my head and think about that real quick.
Wrong! If you have to think about it, it's wrong. You don't get in.
Well,
Next question. Yes?
No, that was my normal noise of depression.
Yes. What is that down by your feet?
My feet? That's just that's my gym bag.
And what is in that bag, sir?
It's my support animal, okay? I have a support animal. His name is Twiggy, and he's my chihuahua.
All right. Okay. All right.
Look where he is.
I see.
Isn't he cute?
That's an adorable dog.
Don't you like him?
Unfortunately, yeah. I'm allergic. So if you could please put the Twiggy away.
Sure, I'm sorry. Take care. You'll be okay.
All right. All right. Final question.
Yes.
You come to a stop sign
Yes.
that says stop,
Yes.
but you're moving.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Oh, let me think. I gotta scratch my head again. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Let me hit myself in the thigh a few times where that helps me think. Boom. Yeah, think. You call your dad, right? And you say, Dad, what should I do? Is that the right answer? With a
Not the right answer. If the sign says stop, you stop. I'm sorry. You're going to have to come back to the DMV some other time.
Oh, now I just have
You
to.
have failed.
Now I just have to slap myself in the head a few times. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm just so stupid. Oh.
Looks like you're suffering from DD.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Can I try this next week, perhaps?
Fine. You can come any day except for Tuesday.
Can I bring my support animal, Twiggy? Twiggy, are you all right? Are you okay?
Please put the dog away.
I'm sorry, Twiggy, you gotta go away.
All right, sir. Young man, little
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Good luck out there.
All right, there you go. John Westfall, the oldest looking 16-year-old.
I actually looked this way in high school. This is how I look. I have not aged at all.
You look well, sir. You look well. All right. Well, that I don't know. That was the thing that happened.
That happened.
It was definitely a thing.
You know, I always say, you know, with some of these games, you know, if anyone wonders if things are pre-planned or, you know, or scripted, no, you know, it's just that's what part of the fun of it. You just go for it and see what we can come up with. All right.
I'm just really glad I had a shaved dog in here with me.
That was really fortuitous.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. We got a couple more games here. Thanks for sticking with us, and thank you for the suggestions. I do need if you guys could throw out a couple more celebrities, a couple more items that you might find, innocuous items that you might find in your kitchen or your bathroom. That's what we're kind of looking for this next game. So if you get those up here as quick as you can, but I also need suggestions for our next game, which is our final game. I need some more occupations. So blue collar occupations or white collar occupations, doesn't really matter, any occupations. And significant events, right? So I asked for some from high school, but any significant events, anything that might, significant event that might happen to any person in their life, so start throwing those up there as well. But this next game is the dating game. So for those that do come to our show, we play this game quite a bit, and any that have remember the old classic dating game show from back in the day, that is what we're playing. So we're going to have a bachelorette and 3 bachelors. The bachelorette's going to ask some questions to try to kind of determine who he or she wants to go out with. And the suggestions that I asked for earlier are for those bachelors. So Julie, I believe you're going to be our bachelorette for this. Does that
sounds good to me?
Sounds good. So what we're going to do is, with the magic of Zoom, they have these things called waiting rooms. So for the other games, we're stopping the video, they can still hear, but this is, you're going to have to take our word for it. We're people of honor here, but we're going to put Julie into a waiting room, which means she won't be able to hear the suggestions that we're going to give to the other players. So when we bring Julie back in, she will be the character in the dating game. All right, Julie? We shall see you shortly. Goodbye. All right. So now for you gentlemen, I'm going to give you the suggestions. I'm just going to read out the suggestions for bachelor number 1, 2, and 3, and you guys decide who you want to be. All right. So let's for the bachelor number 1, I would like bachelor number 1 to be Mr. T. Mr. T.
I could probably do that. If no one else wants it, I could probably do Mr. T.
Oh, it's all yours, Sean.
Why don't you take Mr. T, and if you go ahead and stop your video and
stopping my video.
Yeah, go ahead and stop the video so you could. Yeah, so you're off screen.
Got it.
All right, so you've got Mr. T for bachelor number 1. Bachelor number 2 is going to be. This is apropos considering what's out today streaming. Alexander Hamilton.
That's all you, Steve. You're the history guy.
Well, oddly enough, I don't know that much about Hamilton outside of musicals, so
it's definitely twice what I know. Then
I'll give it a shot.
All right, give it a shot. Give it a shot. All right, so go ahead and stop your video, and then bachelor number 3. That obviously leaves you, Stefan.
Right.
I'm gonna give you. Let's see if I got any other ones here that were maybe a little bit. Okay, electric toothbrush.
I am an electric toothbrush, or
well, so let's make you a made-up superhero. So you're electric toothbrush man.
You got it.
How about
All
that?
right.
So electric toothbrush man. All right. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and stop the video here, and I will be bringing in our contestant in just a moment. But I have to get the proper background for this, and I will start my theme music here. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Dating Game. I'm your host, Derek Mallory, and we are very excited to have a couple bachelors here that are vying for the affections of a bachelorette that we have specifically chosen for them. So before we meet our bachelors, let's meet our bachelorette. So bring her in right now. Bachelorette, where are you? There you are. Hello. Oh, well, hello. I'm Derek Mallory, the host of the Dating Game. And before we, I know you're here to meet some bachelors, but before we get to them, I'd like you to please introduce yourself to our audience.
I would love to do that. My name is Penelope Squibb, and I'm very excited to be here. I have a lot at stake in finding my perfect love of all time. I live under in a very tiny house under the stairs of the Safeway on Kentucky Avenue, and well, I'm really eager for some companionship. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait to meet all of the gentlemen that surely will fall madly in love with me.
Okay. All right. So that's great. What was your name again? I missed the name.
Penelope Squibb.
Squibb, gotcha. Miss
Yeah.
Squibb. Well, listen, we've got some fantastic bachelors here that are really excited to meet you. I know you got some questions for them before we get to those. I'm going to go ahead and stop my video because you're not here to ask me out. So, but I'm going to have them come in one at a time and introduce themselves. So, bachelor number one, why don't you come in and introduce yourself to Penelope? Bachelor number one.
Hey, girl. I'm a great boxer, and I'm also a great bodyguard. So if you need someone, you just call me anytime. I will be there.
Oh, wow, you sound very dependable. Yeah. I'm definitely looking for someone dependable.
Excellent.
Okay.
Bachelor number two.
Penelope, you remind me of my days in the Caribbean. I would like to take you back there someday.
Ah, that sounds wonderful. We could spread out and be warm. Yes, I like that.
Excellent.
Nice
And bachelor number three.
Good evening, Penelope. I hope you don't mind that I'm talking to you here from my secret lair right next to the Dixie Cup dispenser. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, you live in a lair just like I do. Fantastic. We have a lot in common.
Excellent.
Oh,
Well, Penelope,
so
listen, I know it is exciting. It is exciting. But you've got some questions for these bachelors, so I'm going to just go ahead and give it over to you and go ahead and ask those questions.
Yes. So this question is for all of the bachelors. And if we were to have the perfect date ever, where would we go? And what would you do? And in what ways would you try to make me really happy? Okay, go.
Yeah, Penelope.
Bachelor
Here's
number
what
one.
we'd do. First, we'd go to a boxing ring, and we would watch me train. I would do one-arm push-ups. I would do pull-ups from the barn door of a barn. I would be back to basics, working out. Then we would go see a Sylvester Stallone movie. And I would criticize every single thing that happens in that Sylvester Stallone movie. I would pity him. I would pity him bad. And I pity any fool who would try to take anything away from you and me on our date.
Oh, it's so masculine. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've been hit in the face with testosterone. Bachelor number two. What would be our perfect moment together?
I think our perfect moment together would be take you to the Washington, D.C. area. And you and we would write important documents together and create important financial institutions. And we would end our evening by becoming the aide-de-camp to one of the most important men in the country, this new country of ours.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of math. I'm up for it, though. I'm up for it. Thank you. Bachelor number three, how are you going to concoct this perfect experience to live up to all of my expectations?
Well, the first thing I do is make sure that I packed an extra set of AA batteries to make sure I didn't run out before the end of the night. And then I would take you perhaps to the Colgate Center, where it would be my aim to crest the finest heights of clarity and hygiene.
Oh my, you're so eloquent.
Thank you.
Just love it. Okay. Well, I have a question specifically for bachelor number one. What if you were to travel to a country or some fictional place, maybe, where would you go if you had unlimited resources?
I would prefer to go to Tasmania because it starts with the letter T, my favorite letter in the entire alphabet. And my prediction, once we got to Tasmania, pain.
That's really deep, really deep. Bachelor number two, if we were to live in a huge mansion together, living happily ever after, what room would be your favorite room?
Oh, it would be the one named after my good buddy Lafayette. Lafayette, you know, because the French have such a great handling of architecture and that sort of thing. We would definitely want to stay away from the other one next door, the Aaron Burr room. There's no good things that are going to happen in there.
In the next door room?
Yeah, the next room over.
Oh, that's the room where it happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly right.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Bachelor number 2. Bachelor number 3.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could tell me the best way to make banana bread.
Absolutely. But before I tell you that, remember afterwards, brush. You don't want to be a victim of my nemesis, Major Halitosis. Yes, the best way to make banana bread is to get a good recipe, some bananas, and make them into a tasty bread. I do love banana bread so much. In fact, well, I hate to admit it, but I'm getting a little bit, someone's turned me on. Oh boy. Sorry. Wait a minute. Let me press that button. Ooh, feeling a little better now. Sorry.
That was all very familiar to me. Anyways, continue.
Well, that's
you were
really
done.
all I had to say about that. But the important thing is, remember, brush after every meal.
Okay, well, thank you. I have a question for Bachelor number 1. What is your favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team. I have to think about this. Oh yeah, it's the Birmingham Antlers, because they start with the letters B.A., as in B.A. Baracus. And also Auburn, because they start with the letter A. They're an A team.
So you like the A team?
Yes, very much.
Okay. All right.
Fool who doesn't.
Oh, me too. Me too. Oh goodness, I guess I have time for more questions. Bachelor number
Penelope, I'm sorry, we are running out of time. I apologize. But I did want to let you know that our bachelors did prepare something special to present to you as a token of their affection. They're all creative minds, so this could be anything. It could be a poem, it could be a song, a haiku, an interpretive dance. It really is up to the individual. Is there a specific bachelor that you'd like to see this special thing?
Gosh, I'd really love to see it from all 3 of them. I just love spending can I take them all home with me?
Oh, no, you gotta choose one, unfortunately.
Okay, I know we have limited time and limited resources. I would love to hear a little extra something from Bachelor number 3.
I'm glad you asked. I have a bit of, well, you know, one of my pastimes is erotic poetry. Family-friendly erotic poetry, but erotic poetry. And I would like to recite some free verse for you. My dear...
I'm afraid that's all the time we have. I'm so sorry. We do have FCC regulations. But before you tell us who you did choose, because it is that time, who did you not choose and why?
Yes, well, as much as I admire him and all of the contributions that he has given to our country, and also to Broadway, I am not going to select Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? You'll be back. Wait and see.
I guess so. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I'm really, what's really important to me is hairstyles, and that my partner looks totally hip. But I'm not really into mohawks. So unfortunately, I did not select Mr. T.
I pity you, and I pity any woman who does not understand that this stylish hairstyle is something that could walk down the street with any man or any woman and be a wonderful relic of a relationship.
I do like your jewelry, though.
Thank you.
So I pick bachelor number 3, who I think has fantastic skills that will come in handy. Because every girl needs to brush her teeth with an electric toothbrush. So I'm gonna select electric toothbrush man.
I couldn't be happier to be your choice. We're going to have a wonderful time together, especially when my head starts to oscillate at 75 rotations per second.
I'm so excited.
All right, folks, that is another edition of the Dating Game. Thank you very much for choosing us. All right. Hey, Steph, did something happen with your light? You're kind of in a little bit in the dark there.
I was in my lair, dude.
Oh, that's sorry. your lair.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, my face hurts.
By the way, I trusted you, Stefan. That I'm sure your thing was going to be family friendly, but I couldn't help but do it for the comedic thing. So, all right. So we are now down to our final game tonight. I want to thank you all again for joining us. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. I think this is maybe just more for us than it is anybody else, but that's okay. So we're going to end with one of our classics. It is World's Worst. So the way this works is I've got some suggestions for you guys, and you are going to one at a time give me the world's worst example using that suggestion. Okay. So again, I'm going to stop my video, but you can still hear me. I will be calling out the suggestions. You guys, when you have one, a little different. Normally, if this was at a show, you'd step forward and say your suggestion and come back. Now I just need you to raise your hand, and then I'll call on you. If multiple people raise your hand, that's fine. I'll just pick one of you guys. You'll kind of move forward a little bit, say your suggestion, then move back and just keep rolling through. We'll see how many of these we can do. Okay. So your first suggestion is give me plastic surgeon.
Okay.
Julie.
I'd like for you to inspect all of my cross-stitch and embroidery projects. This one is a kitten.
Scary. I think I saw Stefan first. Go ahead, Stefan.
I think that the human face is most attractive when it has no features whatsoever.
That's really scary. Steve, yeah, you go ahead.
Welcome to the Rhinoplasty Institute. I'm going to make you look like an actual rhino.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Sean.
One Phyllis Diller coming right up.
You know, that was offensive to all the Phyllis Diller fans out there.
Yeah.
Julie, go ahead.
So would you like me to inject you with Botox or strawberry jelly?
Oh, is there a neither option? Yes, Steve.
Welcome to the doctor's office. Today we're having a special on the Black Dahlia.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a good one to end on. All right, let's move on to give me an example of the world's worst package delivery driver. Go ahead, Stefan.
Thank you. Hi, I'm FedEx.
Oh, hopefully no FedEx drivers are watching the show tonight. Steve.
That doesn't sound like a snow globe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Julie, go ahead.
Fragile must be French.
Sean, go ahead.
I've got a package for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ew.
Stop. Mute. All right, let's move on to give me the world's worst short order cook. Steve. Yuck. Anybody else? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Stefan.
You know what? I am totally cool with you not wearing a mask. It's a free country. You should get to do what you want. Much like I did not wash my hands after I went to the bathroom before I started putting your hamburger together.
Ick. Sean.
Hello, Clarice. I'm working here now.
Yeah, I did order the fava beans. All right. Let's move on to give me this one's it's almost too easy. Skydiving instructor. Yeah, Julie, go ahead.
Yeah, we're having a special today. You get half price if you strap yourself to me.
Oh, jeez. Is that Penelope? Stefan.
This is so cool. We've got so much in common. It's my first time, too.
Sean.
Hello, Clarice. I'm working.
Okay. That's scaring me. Okay, let's move on to some significant events. What is the world's worst thing to say after your first breakup? Stefan.
So, am I right that like your mom isn't seeing anybody right now?
Oh my God. Terrible. That is definitely a bad thing to say. Let's move on then. I don't think anyone else has one. World's worst thing to say at a wedding. Yes, Julie.
Third time's the charm, babe.
Oh. Steve.
So once the I-dos are over, you're free after this, right?
Nice. Stefan.
You may now kiss the... Oh my God!
Oh my gosh. All right, I got maybe one more here. What is the world's worst thing to say at the signing of the Declaration of Independence? Yeah, Stefan.
All lives matter.
Oh my gosh. I can't end the show on that. Please, somebody else come. Yes, Sean.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Holy Hancock! What the hell? What? How big does you think? What the? This is.
Yes, I saw Julie first.
Can I have a crayon?
Oh my gosh. I love how you froze on that, Steve. Steve, go ahead.
If only Penelope had chosen me when we were on the dating game together.
All right, I think we're going to end right there. That is our time. All right, folks.
Sorry, Hamilton.
You threw away your shot.
Folks, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope I speak for the other players. I think I do when I say we really appreciate it. For the handful of you that chose us over watching Hamilton tonight, I do appreciate it. We try to do these now, with everything going on. We try to bring something out that's a little bit fun and lighthearted. I mean, look, it's a crazy time out there. And so if we, we're able to make you laugh a little bit, then good. We're hoping. I made an announcement in the last show that we were hoping to be maybe live again at the end of July. Unfortunately, with the way things are going with the restrictions, it's not going to happen in July. Unfortunately, we're going to just kind of take it month by month. We will be here in August for our next show. That date is to be announced. And just please continue to support us. We do appreciate it. And guys, happy 4th of July, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you.